Om Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tam Hadevamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshirvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamshirishibhyo Mahatyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplavarahitaha Prajnanghanaha Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi. Vedantartha vibhasakaya Gurave Shantaya Sannyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sanghapavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohatvanta Divakaraya Bhagavat Pada Vidham Bibhrate Tasmai Bhashakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Purnaya Bodhatmane. Vakyarthascha vicharyatam shrutishiro pakshasabhashriyatam dustarkat suviramyatam shrutimatastarko nusandhiyatam brahmasmiti vibhavyatam harahar garvah parityachyatam deham matiruchyatam budhajani vadah parityachyatam. Vakyarthascha vicharyatam. So this is the first instruction of the third verse. Vakyarthascha vicharyatam. Vicharyatam means contemplate. And that the word contemplate now would mean analyze. What is being asked to what is being asked to be analyzed? Vakyat, the meaning delivered by the sentence. Which sentence are we referring to? Tattvamasi. The sentence is Tattvamasi. And this sentence now has brought a meaning to us, which one did not know before. And therefore it is a Pramana Vakyam. The Vakyam has a claim of being a Pramana. But we all know that before anything can be accorded the status of being a Pramana. Pramana, what is the meaning? Means of knowledge. Okay. Means of knowledge is Pramana. But before it anything can be called as a pramanam, it will have to fulfill two conditions. The first condition is that it should illumine to you something which was unknown and will remain unknown in absence of this means. Anadigata. Huh? Whatever that object is will remain anadigata. Adhigata means known. Anadigata means unknown. So it is presently unknown and will continue to remain unknown if this means of knowledge is not employed to know that object. First, and what's the example that we all have? We always, it comes handy to understand this point, is the chakshurindriya, like the eyes. This is the means, it is an instrument, an equipment, a tool to know the colors and forms. If one is not going to employ the eyes, then the colors and forms will all are unknown and will remain unknown. Okay. So say suppose, do you know what is there in my fist? That means you can say I do not know. Huh? So that means that there is ignorance about this object with you. Okay. Now, whatever that object is, it has color and form. No matter how, whatever it can be a coin, it can be a flower, it could be anything else, just a cashew nut. But it is unknown to you, right? So you do not know what is there in my fist. And no amount of your guessing really works over here because you do not know. On what basis will you do any guessing? So now this is unknown. And suppose you do not use your eyes to know whatever that object is from the distance that you are seeing. Will your nose, tongue, ears or skin be able to reveal what it is? So it will continue to remain unknown, correct? It will continue to remain unknown, provided you open the eyes and see. So the contact between your eyes and the object that is there is going to generate knowledge, correct? Vishayendriya Sannikarsha should take place. The contact between the Vishaya, the object, and the means should take place unhindered. If there is some cloth or a wall or some other thing, or even just a mucous membrane in your eyes, if it prevents your vision, your eyes, in contacting the object will not be known, or even if known, will become distortedly known. And distorted knowledge is not knowledge. Erroneous knowledge is not knowledge, it is an error. So the first condition for the pramana is that it should make something that is anadigata, unknown, known. Okay. The second condition is that whatever now has become known should not get falsified, negated, denied by any other means. It should not get falsified. In the classic example of snake and the rope, our claim was, I have seen the snake with my own eyes. You know the example. I have seen the snake with my own eyes. And therefore it is justified that at this moment I am so petrified because nobody wants a snake under their bed. Hmm. Then, after a moment, when you switch the light on, then that very knowledge, this is the snake, is refuted, negated, falsified. So the next knowledge about the same object, okay, if it was another object, it is a different case. About the same object it is a rope. So now the second knowledge which is generated has falsified the earlier knowledge. And therefore, when you said it was a snake or it is a snake and my eyes are the pramanam, what has happened in the process of knowing the rope? That the the pramanahood, pramanatva of the eyes was denied. That eyes could not be called as a pramanam in the case where it was snake. Why? Because the vision, the eyes, though apparently seem to have contacted the object, but because of inadequate light, the eyes could not contact the object properly, and therefore it is distorted. And distorted knowledge, not knowledge. Error is not a knowledge. And therefore, because it could not generate knowledge, in that case, the eyes cannot be called as a pramanam. You see, now we have another thing that you want to know Brahman. Okay? What is it that you want to know? Brahman, Paramatma. Hey, why do you want to know Paramatma? Why do you want to know Brahman? So he says, in knowing Brahman, one becomes free. One is liberated. Brahmavid, that there is another pramanam for that. Brahmavid apnoti param. He who knows Brahman attains the highest. It becomes free because liberation is the ultimate purushartha. There is nothing more than after to be attained. And because there is nothing more, this is highest, supreme most, not even superior. It is supreme most attainment in knowing that you are complete, you are purna. What more do you need? What would you want now? In finding that I am already complete. Here is satisfaction, here is the fulfillment. What more is required? In other cases, even if you may get vipul, enormous amount of wealth, okay, which perhaps could last for 10 generations. So filthy rich that he can use currency notes as toilet rolls. That this fellow can be that rich. Okay? Considering this is the case, now this fellow does not feel the need of wanting to have, I should have more money because I have got so much. Let us consider this is the case. Yet he may desire progeny. And therefore, though he may have attained Artha Purushartha, Kama Purushartha, etc., still remains to be desired. Why? Because without it, I find I am still not fulfilled. So there is that sense of unfulfillment dissatisfaction, the sense of incompleteness remains with a person no matter what he attains. Because where is that sense of incompleteness centered? On the I. I am incomplete. So what you consider you are incomplete without, I'm incomplete without clothes, without branded, without power, without recognition, without children, without a partner, without money, without a job, without a house, without a big house, without 10 more cars. Hey, you could have several things to say why you are incomplete. But the fact remains that you have this. What is your experience is that you say, I am incomplete. That incompleteness means unfulfillment. This is the misery. This is dukkha. And therefore it remains with every person. Even if he is a president of a country, he could be in the most powerful, just country, even if he is supposed to be, he becomes the most powerful man in this world, Alexander the Great. Yet he will have the sense of incompleteness. And where is it centered? On I. Now, Brahmavidapnoti Param. What has he discovered? That this I is Purna, is complete. And therefore he discovers completeness. Not that some Paramatma is complete, Purnavastu, but he says that that is what this Atma I am. Says in the sense, he discovers, he sees, Pratyabhijñāyate. Okay? Knows. Now our question is that what more will he want? What more will he want? There is nothing more because everything already is covered over there. Therefore, this is supreme. So he wants to know Brahman. You want to know Brahman, that means you want knowledge. And for knowledge, what will you require? Pramanam. What is the pramanam to know Brahman? Just as eyes are the pramanam, the only means for colors and forms. Do you ever make an argument? Why do eyes have got monopoly over colors and forms? This is totally authoritarian. This is lopsided. Do you make such kind of foolish claims with any other means of knowledge? The very fact that it is a means of knowledge means that it alone will have access to that object. It's not that your ears, which means your auditory faculty, is the only means to know sounds. No, but I will know sounds through my nose or through licking. Sounds are known only through ears. And therefore, ear, that auditory faculty, Shravanendriya, is the only other. Over here, we do not make such kind of claims. Oh, this is very, you're biased and prejudiced, and you want to dislodge all others. We do not want to dislodge anyone anywhere. Go do whatever you want. But we are saying this is the nature of Pramanam. Pramanam will always be like this. If there is any other means to know, then this cannot be called as means. This is the rule. What do you open enough to know God? All other scriptures are also there. We are not talking about all other God. We are talking about Brahman. Now what? But God means Brahman. Oh, we don't mean that. No, now what? So that's why, this kind of a silly thing, is It's nice, but when you really want to be technically sound, here it is. This is not meant so that you can claim your superiority over others or anything. No, nothing. There is no such interest. In fact, Upanishads will have no such ambition at all. That's why never ever anybody from the rishis in Indian history till date ever went on a spree of conversions, saying that here we are authority over, just matters of God, and God can be given to you only by us, and therefore come to us, O men. And those who do not take us, then they will be slaughtered or anything. No, nothing. There was no such thing. The approach itself is not based on any numbers. In fact, this is a Guhya Vidya. It is Guhya means it should be guarded and handed over only to people who deserve it. Only to the qualified seeker. And this is how it is. This is how it is. So what? So any which ways, nobody is trying to convince anyone, put anybody down. This is Pramana. Now, to know Brahman, it is a sentence, and because it is a sentence, now we will, and it has to be Pramanam. We will have to show the second thing also. And what is that? That it cannot be refuted, denied, or that knowledge which is generated should not be contradicted, cancelled, falsified, nullified by any other knowledge. Got it? What is the Vakyam? The Vakyam is Tattvamasi, that thou art. You are that. You are Brahman. You are Purnam. Anantam. Anantam means boundless, limitless. Because every object, everything over here seems to be bound by time, space, attributes, functions. Is not it? So even when you say this is a table, okay, this is a table. So there is a name, there is a form, there is it has got its own attributes. Okay, so because it was manufactured in time, so there is a date of birth, limited. It did not exist before that. And if you dismantle it, will it be called as a table anymore? No. So there is also a date of destruction. So it seems to be limited by time, limited in space. Obviously, it is here, not there, not everywhere, and therefore limited in space, limited as an object, limited by its attributes and functions. This is a table. Can you use it as a cupboard? No. So by attributes, it is limited. By its functions, it is limited. You can't use this as a cupboard. You can't use this table as a saucer. Let me pour some tea and then, slurp it or something. Can you do that with this liquid? No. It is a table. So it is limited. When we are saying Atma is Brahman, that this I is self is Brahman, it means not limited by any condition, whether the condition is imposed by times, the condition is time or space or attributes or functions, name, form, no, nothing. Hence is limitless. Anantam. That what is Anantam, that what is then Purna. And this is what this I is. This is the knowledge which Tattvamasi has generated. But there is a problem. And the problem is that there is a counterclaim. there is a counter claim. This is a snake. And then there is a counter claim. This is a rope. Now, when there is this, now it demands what? It needs verification. It needs verification. And therefore, whatever the Vakyartha is, whatever the meaning, meaning over here means the knowledge generated by that is what now? It needs verification and analysis. Is that what? And why are you even engaging in this? Because you have Shraddha. Why are you engaging even over here in this? Is because you have some Shraddha that this cannot be wrong. If if you did not have Shraddha and you said that, well, this is all nonsense, would you even give a minute of your life to consider it? Would you give even a minute's consideration to it? No, you will say, what nonsense, and you walk away. But what has allowed you to stay put and give so much effort, energy towards it? Huh? Because you have Shraddha, this is Vedavakyam, it cannot be wrong. Let me find out what it is, what it really means. And therefore, though there is that doubt is generated, because you have Shraddha, and with that doubt is generated, and also the Shraddha has allowed you to do this contemplation and vichara. So Vakyarthascha vicharyata. This is where we begin. Now, what has happened is the Purva Paksha has raised an objection because there is that difference, bheda, difference between Atma and Brahman. That I am Alpajna and Parmeshwara is Sarvajna. I am Alpashakti, Parmeshwara is Sarvashakti, omnipotent. Even if you have some Shakti, even if you have some power of doing whatever, even lifting a papad, well, you have some Shakti. How much is that? Very limited. Knowledge is limited, your Shakti is limited, and therefore you are Alpa Shakti, Alpajna, whereas Parmeshwara is Sarva Shakti, Sarvajna. Then when the Vakya says that you, the Alpa Shakti, Alpajna, is Sarva Shakti, Sarvajna, then obviously is that contradiction not blatant? It is blatant. Is it not a blaring difference? There is a bheda. But that vakyam, that sentence intends to show you what? That there is no difference. There is no bheda. There is abheda. There is what? Abheda. There is no difference. This is the case. He says, on what basis do you say that there is no bheda? So let us consider how is a bheda seen? How is the difference seen? Let us take two objects, the pot and a cloth. Is the pot cloth? So consider it from both the ways. The pot is not the cloth. The cloth is also not the pot. So there is bheda. Ghata bheda exists in the pata. Pata bheda exists in the ghata. So ghata and pata, the pot and the cloth, are different objects because there is a difference. And the difference exists in both of them. Okay. Now we have to see something. What has created this difference? Pot should have something, and the cloth also should have something, because of which there is a difference can be said. What makes the pot a pot? Potness, ghatatvam. The pot has potness or not? Will you be able to find a pot without potness? There is potness in the pot. There is clothness in the cloth. So there is ghatatvam and there is patatvam. Where is ghatatvam? Where is that potness? In the pot. Where is the clothness? In the cloth. Are you going along with this, or is it becoming, this is not something which is meant for people only to swallow it up. This is not some preaching. There is a matter to be understood. This is not something that some authority speaks and you simply have to swallow it up because some guru has said. This is not the thing. This is analysis. So we have the potness exists in the pot, the clothness exists in the cloth. Now he says, if you say that since these two are the attributes, what is the attribute of the pot? Potness. What is the attribute of the cloth? Clothness. If we remove these attributes, if these visheshanas can be removed, will the pot be called as pot? No. Will the cloth remain cloth? No. And therefore there is no difference, and therefore because there is no difference, now let us call them one. If this is the kind of logic that you are using, then it is what? It is defective. This is not a kind of thing which can become acceptable. Okay, it is not acceptable. Hey, why are you saying it is not acceptable? Because the difference between pot and the cloth is pramana siddha. The difference between pot and the cloth is established through the means of knowledge. Your eyes have become the means of knowledge here, and they said this is pot, this is a cloth. Correct? And you had adequate light, your eyesight was also what, 6/6, and everything is perfect. And so now pramana siddha bheda. How is that bheda? How is the difference? It is pramana siddha. Now even if you use some sort of a distorted logic, remove the attributes, and therefore when there is no bheda, it will become a bheda. Like that, Atma Paramatma is one. He says, whatever is pramana siddham. What is pramana siddham in this case? Bheda. The difference is pramana siddham, and therefore you cannot dislodge it and say there is a bheda. This kind of a thing cannot become acceptable. This is what your objection, Purva Paksha. If you have understood the Purva Paksha, only then the reply given to it can be understood. Okay, we are doing this exercise because we do not want to just do the goal matol part of it. Okay. Ayam bhavaha tatvam vachachayoho kinchityatva sarvajñatvadi vishishtayoho bheda sambhavepi Lakshatayoho abhedaha sambhavati eva. Now, what has the Purva Paksha done? He has established asambhavana. Asambhavana means an impossibility. What is impossible? Abheda is impossible. Huh? Abheda. I'm using this word abheda, non-difference. Okay, I'm not replacing it with any other English word. It is oneness, etc. No, abheda. Let us keep it that way. That this abheda, non-difference, is not possible. When you say non-difference is not possible, means difference is possible. Is there. Asambhavana is establishing. Now, how is this jiva? When the word tvam is spoken, tvam means you. Which word you? Now of that sentence, okay? You are that thou art. Thou means you. Tvam pada word. You is said. It will generate some understanding. It will immediately cause a cognition. It will bring about, it will generate a cognition. Words have capacity to generate cognitions. When I use the word cat, does it not generate a cognition, specific cognition, a camel, cognition? So it generates a cognition. So also when the speaker says the word you, what knowledge arises in you, in the mind, is I. Now, this is the meaning of word I. And how do you find the meaning I? That this I is kinchijna, is alpashya. Kinchijna means alpashya. Alpashya means he knows. He is a knower. I am a knower. Don't I claim that I know? So I am a knower. But how this knower is, he knows very little. His knowledge is so insignificant. Kinchijna. And even if you can do something in this world, how much impact can you have? Alpashakti. And therefore, the meaning of the word I, now how has this word I come into picture? Because the speaker said the word you. And it brought the word I to the listener. With this I, the cognition is I am Kinchishya, Alpashya, Alpashakti, Jiva. Because I am a knower, I know Sukha Dukkha, and in order to enhance my Sukhas and to decrease the Dukkha, misery, I go about doing something right and wrong, and therefore I am a Karta Bhokta. Yeah? Karta means the doer, and Bhokta means the experiencer. It's not that your basic claim about yourself that I am limited, I am a small little entity. As an entity, how do you discover yourself? As a person, I am limited in time, space, or as an object with attributes, with not. I'm Karta Bhukta Parichinnaha Jivaha. And along with that, one more thing you can add through the Shastra is that this Karta Bhukta Jiva will remain Karta Bhukta Jiva always till the point knowledge dawns. Now, when will it dawn? Whether it happens in this life or 10,000 lives hereafter, it does not matter. One will continue to discover himself as a small little thing till the knowledge takes place. That means without this knowledge, to be fulfilled is not possible, and therefore knowledge alone is the means. Jnanad eva tu kaivalyam. Jnanad eva, in knowing alone. And that is the reason why we are insisting on knowing and knowledge. Oh no, Swamiji, again that thing will come, we want experience. This is, there cannot be anything more silly than this. Okay. Don't just think knowledge means information. Okay. Knowledge means illumination. Okay, Prakash. Let us say you did not know this table before, that this thing is called as table. Okay. So now the table remains in ignorance for you. Okay, it is in darkness. It remains covered by ignorance. It is not known. So you may your eyes are seeing, but since you do not know this is a table, it remains unknown. So somebody says, "Bring me a table." Will you be able to bring a table if you did not know that this object is called as table? No. So though it is there, but it remains totally in darkness for you. When you know, it is illuminated. Therefore, knowing means illumination, or knowledge means illumination. We don't mean the information. Information is something that acts like knowledge. And why does it act like knowledge is another thing. Or why forget acts like knowledge? This is a wrong thing to say. Information is also called as knowledge. Don't we say that? I know mathematics. I know a particular subject. I know a topic. So when I say I know, it means that there is information. And that information is also called as knowledge. Okay. So information is also called as knowledge. But then why is information called as knowledge? Because even through information also illumination takes place. But what is knowledge is illumination. And because of that virtue, we are calling even information as knowledge. When you say a red shirt, come here. Okay. When you say hey, somebody is in red shirt, you want to call that man. It sounds little rude, but it's okay. It does our work. Therefore, to give an example. You say a red shirt, come here. Are you calling a red shirt? What are you doing? You're calling the person in red shirt. Then why don't you say that? Because this sentence does the work. Though information also generates knowledge. Knowledge means illumination. But information itself is called as knowledge because the work is done. That's why. All right. Now, at what point are we? So we are saying when this sentence is spoken and the word you is a component of that sentence, of the word is a component of this sentence. And then the cognition that it generates is the small jiva. Okay, jiva. Another cognition, so the immediate meaning which comes through the word you is what? Jiva. Okay, now This is a generic term. I am a man, I am a woman, this is my name, this is my word. You means this, Jiva. Small. Look at that whole struggle of this small thing is because he basically finds that I am so insignificant. I want to make myself significant. I want to feel important. And therefore, even if I don't become important to the whole world, at least let me become important to one person. And therefore, at least the fellow who loves me, he should say that I am the most important person in his life. The whole what this is the struggle. This is Jiva's struggle. This is not that woman's struggle. Even everyone, even the president of the country, all the same story. Nothing different because Jiva. So Jiva, this is Jiva. And what is Jiva? The immediate meaning which comes through the word you. Remember the word immediate meaning. This immediate meaning, the technical term for it, the technical word for it we are going to say is vachyarth. What is it? Vachyarth. Vachya means spoken. Spoken meanings. Word is spoken. Meaning is not spoken, sir. Meaning remains in your head only. Meaning cannot be spoken. The word is only spoken. But you are saying vachyartham. It means it is the immediate meaning through the spoken word. Vachyarth. Okay? Hope these people follow it. Run away some of them. Vachyartham. With this tvam. Then, when the word is said tat, Parameshwara, what is the meaning? Vachyartham over there, Sarvajna Sarvashakti. This is Alpajna Alpashakti, that is Sarvajna. Can you say, and they are totally opposite. The one is Alpa, the other one is Sarva. Omni. Omnipotent, omniscient, and this fellow is Alpa. Limited. Is there any, can you suggest me any word like omni for this Alpa? No? Okay, we will then call it Neo. That's okay. So we have, this is the one. Can you now say that these two are one? No. So the oneness is not possible with Vachyarth. The oneness is not possible where if you are going to employ the Vachyarth. But look at that sentence. What is the sentence? Tatvamasi. Tat is Tvam. Tvam is Tat. Is the sentence saying Tat is not Tvam and Tvam is not Tat? Is that the sentence? No. The sentence is you are that, and rearrange the sentence, that you are. That means you is that, that is you. Correct? The sentence by itself is saying there is no difference, non-difference. But the words which are there as the components of the sentence, they are saying different. The immediate meaning brings difference. Now, for example, if I said cat is camel, camel is cat. Okay. Cat is camel, camel is cat. Acceptable to you? Is this will it become acceptable on any ground now? No. Because cat is a small little animal which perpetually sits in your kitchen. A camel cannot even enter your kitchen. So you can't say cat is camel, camel is cat. Then with a sentence like that, what will you do? If there is a sentence which the sentence cat is camel, what will you do? Huh? What will you do to this sentence? You will laugh it off, which means that you will dispose it away. It is meaningless. Meaningless. Wait, this does not finish over here. But if this sentence is spoken by a person who is reliable, who is not mad, so this is not Unmatta Pradap. This is not Unmatta Pradap, blabbering of a madman. Correct? It is somebody, this fellow is okay. Stiram, he's got his head on the shoulders still. Then you will consider that sentence for a minute. Cat is camel over there. You will hold on and you will say, have you named your cat camel? And you see, so now what did you do over here? Instead of taking the literal meaning, the immediate meaning of the word camel, you have chosen something else. What allowed you to do this? Because in some way the word camel can be seen associated with cat. Okay, it is a name and it is the name of that animal in my house. So there is some sambandha with cat. This is Lakshat. So instead of giving up the sentence as Unmatta Pralapa, now you took that sentence, but now the meaning delivered by the sentence is changed. Cat is camel. Is not it in my house? This cat, her name is Camel. Yeah. So it is not Unmatta Pralapa. It is there. So he says, now the Siddhanti says, though there is a difference, where is the difference between these two words? When there is a literal meaning of those words. In the literal meaning of those words, there is a difference. But if you are going to take the lakshartha. Lakshartha means the indicated meaning. Lakshartha means indicated meaning. Then it is possible. So, what has the Siddhanti done so far is that the opponent had raised the argument of total absolute asambhavana, impossibility. Now he has brought in where he says it is still possible to see the oneness. He said Abheda is impossible. Yes, Abheda is impossible. And now he says Abheda can become possible. So there is a possibility of possibility. You see, there is a possibility of that possibility. So impossibility is not yet established. Maybe it is still possible. He has brought in. Now, it is the responsibility of the Siddhanti to substantiate it. And how does he do that? Let us see when we meet again tomorrow. So there is this whole thing we have to see. So remember, Bhekha Tattvam Padavachayoho. The Padavachas, Pada is words. Which padas are you talking? Which words are you talking? Tat and Tvam. The meaning generated by the words. First meaning is the literal meaning, the immediate meaning. So, in the immediate literal meaning of those words, Abheda is not possible. We also admit. Alpa and Sarva. How can you say Alpa is Sarva? In Alpa, there is always something more can be added. In Sarva, more cannot be added. Infinity, there is, you cannot add or subtract anything. In Jiva, there can be addition. In Ishvara, what addition? And therefore, one is Alpa, the other is Sarva. And so therefore, there is difference. Where? In Vacha. Now, comma. Yet, the Abheda is possible. Then, sir, where is the Abheda going to become possible? In the Lakshya. In the indicated meaning of those words. Okay. Now there are some more things to be still understood in this context. Let us do that when we meet again tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Padarayanam Sutrabhashyakadau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Anuj has